In this video, we're going to take a look at simplifying algebraic fractions. Now, to simplify an algebraic fraction, it works in the same way as simplifying a fraction which contains two numbers. So, for example, if I had something like, say, 2 over 4, the way we'd simplify this is to take a look at the largest common factor. So we're taking a look what is the largest factor within the numerator and what's the largest factor within the denominator. Well, in this case, the largest common factor would be 2. Okay, so we divide top and bottom here by 2, and that would give me 1 over 2. And we repeat this here for algebraic fractions. The only difference here is that our factors will now be algebraic factors. Okay, so the factors in this case will be an algebraic expression. So let's start with the numerator here. So what we want to do is find the factors of x squared plus 3x. And the way we do that is to factorize that expression. So if I factorize x squared plus 3x, that would give me x lots of x plus 3. Okay, so that's my numerator. We now repeat this with the denominator here, and then we can identify the common factors. So factorizing x squared plus 7x plus 12. Well, another way we can also look at this is to take a look at our numerator. Now we know our denominator must contain either an x or an x plus 3. In that case, we need one of them to cancel. Now clearly this would give us two brackets, so we can expect an x plus 3 in the denominator here. Okay, we've got x plus 3 as one of the factors, and two numbers that times give me positive 12 when one of those numbers is 3, and add to give me 7, well this just must be x plus 4. Okay, so there we go. So those are the factors of the numerator and the denominator. And what we do now is we just identify the common factors. So I've got an x plus 3 here, an x plus 3 here. So we just cancel those. And what I get left with is x over x plus 4. Okay, so x over x plus 4, and that's our solution. So that's in its simplest form. We can't do anything further with it, so we leave our solution as it is there. Okay, take a look at the second example now. Again, we just want to simplify fully here. So in my numerator, we've got a quadratic, and same again in our denominator. Now it doesn't matter which one we start with, so let's just start with the numerator here. So factorizing this quadratic here, two numbers that times give me positive 5, but add to give me minus 6. So in this case, obviously we'll have an x at the front of both brackets. This would be minus 5 and minus 1. Okay, so that's our numerator factorized. For the denominator here, now obviously we'd expect either an x minus 5 or an x minus 1 in the denominator. And taking a look at this here, we could choose x minus 5, or we will choose x minus 5, because my other number here, or my other factor, must be x plus 4. So minus 5 times 4 would give me minus 20, and minus 5 plus 4 gives me minus 1, so perfect. And what I do now is I take a look at the numerator and denominator and cancel the common factor. So I've got an x minus 5 and an x minus 5 there. And what I get left with then is x minus 1 over x plus 4. Okay, and there we have it. So that's our solution to the second example. So we've worked through a couple together, so now it's your turn to have a go at a couple of practice questions. So like always, pause the video now, have a quick go, and then we'll take a look in a moment at what you should have got. So hopefully you got an okay with these two practice questions. Let's take a look now at what you should have got. Now we start with this first one here. We're asked to simplify fully, so I've got x minus 9 over x squared minus 81. Now, sometimes, and this is true for this example here, sometimes either the numerator or the denominator can't be factorized, so it's already in its simplest form. And that's true for my numerator here, so x minus 9. We can't do anything with that, so we leave it as it is. Okay, so that stays as x minus 9. But what we would expect then in that case is an x minus 9 in the denominator. So we take a look at our denominator, x squared minus 81, and we check whether we can factorize this. And we can. What we can do is we can notice that this is the difference of two squares. So in that case, this would factorize as x plus 9 and x minus 9. So because I've got an x minus 9 here in the numerator and an x minus 9 here in the denominator, they will cancel. Now be careful here, so I don't get left with a 0 on top, but a 1. Okay, so when I cancel here with my numerator and my denominator, what I get left with is 1 in my numerator, and in my denominator we get left with the x plus 9. We get 1 over x plus 9 there. And for the final question here, again, we just want to simplify fully, and I've got two quadratics here. So it doesn't matter which one we start with, let's just start with the numerator. So factorising this, two numbers that times to give me positive 3 and add to give me positive 4. So that would be x plus 3 and x plus 1 there. Okay, so that's my numerator. Again, we'd expect either an x plus 1 or an x plus 3 in the denominator. So two numbers that times give me minus 18, but add to give me negative 3. So that would be minus 6, so x minus 6 and x plus 3. Okay, so let's just double check that. Minus 6 times 3 is minus 18. Minus 6 plus 3 gives me the minus 3. Perfect. And what I can notice now is I've got an x plus 3 in both the numerator and the denominator here. So we can cancel those common factors, and what I get left with is x plus 1 over x minus 6 there. Okay, and that is our solution. So it's in its simplest form, and that gives our solution to the last question. So that brings us to the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to take a look at adding and subtracting algebraic fractions.